Hello, my name is Anthony Irwin and I've been trading with the Forex Trade Room since January 2013. I still consider myself a student, learning more and more all the time thanks to the guys in the trade room. And a lot of new people often ask, about setting up profiles and templates to bring up their charts quickly and easily, and I've often posted in there what I've done, and they've asked if they could get a copy of the templates, which I usually give, just through a download on my website. So I thought I'd put together a video on how I use the templates, how to set the templates up, and just a web link so people can just download it whenever without me making it available. Before I get into the the tutorial, I just thought I'd give a quick testimonial to forextraderoom.net. So Robin Hood and Little John in the trading room, they're very dedicated to helping traders out to learn how to trade. And unlike a lot of the other educational providers out there, they actually trade. You can go in the trade room and you can see that they're trading day in and day out and that they're making money. They're not there to make money from people paying for the education. They actually trade, which is very rare, I think, in the forex trading world. There's a lot of people that just sell their courses and that's how they make their money. We're all traders here, and people like to see the trading setup. So I thought I'd do the first part with me in front of my trading setup. So I have a 6-monitor computer setup that I use for the charts, and then over at the side I have my laptop where I would have the trading room if we were trading. It's not London session yet. And on the side of the laptop over here, I have a little monitor where I usually have like a trade management window that shows me all my trades that are open, because when you're trading with forextraderoom.net, you open up a lot of trades. They make so many calls, it's not funny. You're in so many trades at any one time that it's easy to lose track of what you've got open. And so I just have that on the side, because quite often, even with 6 monitors, it's very difficult to pull up all the charts that you're actually in a trade for. So that's why I have that little additional monitor on the side. So that's basically my setup here. And now I'll get into the tutorial section. Okay guys, so now I'm just doing a screen recording, and I'm just going to go through some things. This is a default install of MetaTrader 4 with a demo account set up, and I'm just going to go through quickly and show you some things to maximize your screen real estate. Now some of this is going to be obvious, some of it not so much. But because I'm doing this in a screen recording, I'm just going to need to remove some of the stuff. And in here as well. So we don't need the arrows. What about the text label? Okay, so obviously making one row gives you extra space, tile vertically, but I'm going to show you something else that you may not have thought of, because by default the Windows theme is pretty big and bulky, and we really care about the charts more than anything else. So if we go to the start menu, and the quickest way in this typing box, if you type themes, now obviously this is assuming you're using Windows 7, you go change the theme, and if we change it to Windows Classic and then close out, see how we've got all this extra space in here. It's not a lot on this monitor, but if like this small screen recording, but on a big monitor you'd get a lot of extra space. But also around here you can see that there's space, so if we click maximize, we've got quite a lot of extra area in there for the charts. Now the other thing we can do is right click the start menu down the bottom, and then if we go, am I right clicking the right thing? Go to properties and just go use small icons, and click apply, and again we're getting all this extra space down the bottom. So in this recording it may not do it justice how much extra space you can get, but if we go window tile vertically, we've got a bit of extra space for our charts, which is what we care about as traders. Okay, now this default install, you can see it just has all the default stuff, so I'm just going to quickly take you through setting it up so you have all of the charts like that you would trade with Forex Trade Room very quickly and easily. So I'll close down MetaTrader 4. Before you do, just right click it and go pin to taskbar. Like I don't want to unpin it, so that way you can easily pull it back up. Oops, I just closed out of my screen recording. Okay, so close out of MetaTrader 4 and then bring up Windows Explorer, so you can go Start and type Explorer if you don't have it on the taskbar. So then what we want to do is we want to go to the computer, we want to go to C drive, Program Files x86, and to wherever you installed MetaTrader 4. So I installed it to MT4-tutorial, and just right click it and go copy, and then right click and go paste, go continue, and what that does is it just gives us a copy. So if you do something wrong or delete something you don't want to delete, you've got a copy, you won't lose anything. So then the first thing we want to do is go into your MetaTrader install, click the templates directory, the experts directory, and the profiles directory, and then what we want to do is we want to delete them so they no longer exist. Okay, now in Windows 7 they have protection, so a normal user can't write to program files directory, so they actually store the data somewhere else. So to get access to that, we want to go to Organize and go Folder and Search Options, and then click the View tab, and then down here where it says Hidden Files and Folders, it normally says Don't Show. We want to change it to Show, and then we want to click OK. So then we want to go to our computer, we want to go to C drive, and we want to go to the users, and then it's whatever user your computer is. So mine says IWA82, yours might say your name like John or Jane or whatever. So whatever your username is, double click that, and then see this sort of dimmed folder, that's a hidden folder that we've just turned on to see. So double click that app data, then double click local, and your list will be really big because this is a virtual machine that I'm running here, but you'd have a lot of all your applications probably in here. So we want to find virtual store and double click that one. Then we're going to go into Program Files x86, and then whatever your MetaTrader 4 is. So again, we want to right click it and copy it, and then paste it. Just in case you break something, you won't lose your previous state. So go into here, and again we want to click our experts, we want to click our profiles and our templates, and we just want to delete it. Now if you haven't customized anything, that may not be there. Alright, so now we've basically got a fresh state with no profiles at all. So obviously if you've created your own, we've backed it up anyway. So now we want to bring up a web browser, and where I've pasted the download is links.anthonyowen.com/mt4.zip. So when you go there, it'll ask you if you want to download it. Now, by the time you watch this, I may actually have a web page with the download links underneath the video, so that may make it easier for you, but right now I'm just covering all my bases. So then we just want to save that file. I'm just going to save it to the desktop, and it's downloaded. So I'm just going to click Open Folder to bring it up quickly, double click it, go into MT4, and I'm going to copy all of these all three of those folders. Now I still have my MT4 tutorial up, which is in the virtual store. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to go paste, it'll paste those three things in. And if you make any modifications to any of your stuff, this is where it actually goes in this. So basically, your C:\users / your username, app data, local, virtual store, program files x86, and then your MetaTrader for install directory. So because of the Windows security settings, that's where everything will go. So most of the documentation on the web actually just tells you to go to C:\program files and so on and so forth, and it's out of date. So this is the very latest. It took me a little bit to work this out, so you guys are getting the latest and greatest information for Windows 7 and above. Okay, so I'm going to close out of that, close out of this, and I'll close out of the web browser, and I'll bring up that MetaTrader 4 instance again. And now you'll see that we've got a nice pretty chart. I will pull up say odd USD, and obviously this came from a bigger computer, the recording screen's a lot smaller, but your monitors will no doubt be different. So you go up to the window menu and we go tile vertically, and then we can see everything. So on this particular chart I have a 1 minute chart, and I have a world clock. I'm obviously in Australia, so I want to know what the time is in London and New York mainly, because they're the main areas that are traded. So all events are really talked about in either London or New York, and so I can easily see the time. Then I've got like the 5 minute, the 15 minute, the 1 minute, a 4 hour, and a daily. So I can see an entire market view, and usually if I want to see anything else. Now, because this is such a small screen, you can see these candle times are cut out, but if you click this chart shift little arrow here, you can drag it to the side, and you can see that there's 4 minutes and 11 seconds left on this bar. Now you can see that it's not changing, like 10, 9, 8, and that's because it's only updated whenever the market is moving. And because I'm in the Asia session, it's fairly quiet at the moment and the market's not moving frequently, but when it's actively being traded, there's always tick movements all the time. So it is actually like a real counter, but at the moment the market's not really doing anything. So every time there's a market update, then these times update. So this one down here is the hour, so you can see there's 53 minutes 31 seconds left for that hour candle. And if you watch the training videos that Robinhood has, he'll talk about the importance of the candle closing time, because if you're going to buy on say a 5 minute buy signal like here, and it still has 4 minutes left, there's a lot that could happen. So it could come up and then reverse back down again, which would not be what you want. So on my charts I have the candle time, so I always know how much time is left. So this 15 minute chart here has 7 minutes and 51 seconds left. In a fast moving market the seconds will be accurate, but in Asia when it's slow, nothing really happening, it doesn't update, because that's just the way MetaTrader 4 works. These indicators only update on market refresh data, so when new data comes in. So that's that. Now I also have here like all the indices. So if I wanted to look at all the odd pairs, you can see that they're all the odd pairs are there, and I can click CAD or indices if I want to see the indices. Now again, tile vertically you only have to do once on each thing to suit your monitor size, but obviously this is very small, but on a proper monitor that's not for recording you can see it a lot better. Now down the bottom of here I also have a news indicator. When it comes up, it's just going to update on the next tick. Update. There we go. Okay, so it's pulled down all the news. So we can see in 52 minutes we have the GBP, nationwide, HPI, and so this is using Forex Factory to get all the data there, and the same here. So it tells you what all the most recent news is. Now something else is if you want to move to another profile, you can press Control F5. Now this one here is the MetaTrader 4 scorekeeper, and down here you have the symbols. Now this is just the demo account that I put some trades on just so you could see some stuff in there. But if I wanted to analyze the markets, I could just go up to OddCAD. Now obviously you go tile vertically because this is a new monitor, but if you were trading you could press Control F5, move to the next charts. Now we've got odd CHF, Control F5, got odd JPY, Control F5, odd New Zealand, and you can just go all the way down, pressing Control F5, pulling up chart after chart after chart, and then when you get to the very end, if you want, you can step backwards by going Shift F5. So they're two keyboard commands that I'd highly recommend that you learn. Obviously window tile vertically to get it to fit properly on your monitor. And I guess the other thing that we should look at quickly is if you wanted to pull up a daily chart, you could double click it and then double click down here to minimize it. Now the Fibonacci retracements that Robinhood uses, it looks like I deleted the fib tool. Let's put the fib tool back in. Okay, so when we draw a Fibonacci line, up here maybe I've customized it, but you may not see the 38.2 or say the 70, is it 78.6? I'm not sure off the top of my head what the fib line is, but what we can do is we can right click that fib line, just make sure, double click it so you've got the little square there and there. Then if we right click and go Fibo properties and go Fibo levels tab, what we can do is we can add in a new level. Now I'm not sure whether it's 78.6 off the top of my head, but if we go 0.786, and in description if we go 78.6, and if you wanted a different color you could change the color to black, say, and now you can see that we've got the 78.6 in there. Now you'll have to check that the levels, but if we did Google and did a search for fib retracement levels, I imagine you'd be able to find it. This one looks like it lists them all. But basically when you see Robinhood draw it on the screen when he's doing his charts, if you see 78.6 or 38.2 or other ones that aren't here, you can just do that by putting the Fibo levels and you just have like 78.6. If it was say 127, then you'd go 1.27. But that's how you add the extra Fibonacci retracement levels in, which you may not know about, and so then it will remember it for any line that you draw. So even though I only edited that one, if I draw a line again, you can see the 78.6 is still in there. So that's how you add in your extra Fibonacci levels. And I think that's just about everything that you really need to know. I guess up here you have Forex Trade Room. Oh, actually, I didn't show you the harmonics. I'll just quick. Actually, they're not harmonics. I don't think you call them that, but down here, the pattern finder. So if you want to go odd, actually USD pattern finder, I think there was one in there. Yep. So if I go window, tile vertically, you can see in here that it has all the stuff from the indicator from the Forex Trade Room that shows like bats and bears or whatever you call all the different. I don't really use them, but the patterns that that Robinhood brings up. So I've put them all in there for all the different pairs for you, so you can easily pull them up for odd. I've still got harmonics. Odd, CAD, CHF, Euro, GBP, JPY, NZ, USD pairs. So if you want to look at Euro pairs, you pull up Euro pairs, and if you want to look at it, you just double click it to see it in a full screen. So that is essentially all of the profiles for stuff that we trade, including the pattern finder template from the forextraderoom.net website. You've got your trade information to track your all your trades as well. So hopefully you guys have found this useful. Obviously, I think you can see that there's been a lot of work put into getting all these templates up and running. And if you were to try and make your own templates, you would you'd see exactly how long it takes to do. Now, I will quickly mention multi-monitor setups. I know that a lot of people talk about the MT4 floating charts. I personally don't like that method. I actually install a copy of MetaTrader for every single monitor that I have, because that way I can just click down here and click a different currency pair, and it comes up with everything that I want on that particular monitor. So on another monitor, you know, I might want to see all the odd pairs. On another monitor, you might want to see USD MXN, for example, and I can just quickly pull up whatever I'm interested in just by clicking down here. And obviously on a bigger monitor you don't have to really scroll down in here, and I can just quickly pull up anything that I want. I guess another quick thing to show you is in options, so tools, options, and then if you click the trade tab, you want to turn on this one-click trading, because that way you can quickly get in and out of things. I guess some other quick keyboard shortcuts or things to show you. With MetaTrader 4, if you middle mouse click, you actually get like a pip measuring tool, so you can see how many pips it is. So here you can see it to be 59.7 pips. You can also, if you're using laptop, go Control F to get that as well. If you want to bring up the trade window, you can go Control T, and it'll show you your trades. Obviously this is just a small demo account that I set up. If you want to bring up the market watch window, it's Control M, and then the navigator would be Control N, but really Control T and the Control F5 to move between your symbols, and the Shift F5 to go backwards. If you remember those, you'll be very quick. If you want to enter a trade, it would be F9 on the keyboard, and it'll enter it for whatever chart you have highlighted. So that's really just a quick rundown to get you up to speed pretty quickly with MetaTrader 4. So I hope that has helped some of you out.